sana all, kasama mo buong bayan. Sana all, ika'y pag-asa ng bansa. Sana all, para magkaisa na. Kay Sara, ang bayan mo ay umasa, na isip mo at loob ay mabuo. O Inday Sara, ikaw ang bagong pag-asa, ang puso mo'y may siklab at simbuyo.
Ikaw ang aming agila, nalilipad hanggang tala sa iyong mga pakpak ating bansa.
Sana all, kami ay nandyan. Basta sana all, kasama mo buong bayan. Sana all, ika'y pag-asa ng bansa. Sana all, para magkaisa na. Inday Sara, ang hiling ng mga masa, na pinunong susunod may talino. O Inday Sara, mahikayat ka na sana, tumakbo at maging aming Pangulo.
Ikaw ang aming agila, nalilipad hanggang tala sa iyong mga pakpak ating bansa.
Sana all, kami ay nandyan. Basta sana all, kasama mo buong bayan. Sana all, ika'y pag-asa ng bansa. Sana all, para magkaisa na. Kami ay nandyan. Basta sana all, kasama mo buong bayan. Sana all, ika'y pag-asa ng bansa. Sana all, para magkaisa na. Para magkaisa na. Para magkaisa na.
Masasamang tao ay nagtago, sa kanyang pamumuno bayan ay tumayo. Mga nagpahirap sa atin ay sumuko. Akala natin ay panaginip lang, ang katahimikang nararamdaman. Akala natin ay pangarap lang, ang ginhawang nararanasan. Dahil sa pinunong may puso, panatag ang bansa. Dahil sa pinunong may malasakit, matatag na ang bansa. Ikaw, Inday Sara, ikaw ang kailangan, nabubukod tanging pag-asa ng bayan. Sa'yo umaasa, sana ay pakinggan. Ituloy mo ang laban, ikaw ay aming sasamahan. Ituloy ang pagbabago at kaunlaran. Iyo sanang pakinggan, hinaing ng bayan, Inday Sara. Ituloy mo ang laban. Papayagan ba nating maglaho ang lahat? Mga nasimulan, hahayaan ba nating mawala? Sasayangin ba natin, papayagang magwakas? Kaunlarang natatamasa. Iyo sanang pakinggan,
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Yunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number one kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh mga kapatid nating Muslim. May buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome dito sa SA4U ngayong araw ng Miyerkules. Sa ngalan po ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula dito sa Davao.
White ko balik ha. Balik, white ko balik. Tara, dili ka niyo? Ito? Oo. Nakamot mo ganyan. Balik na violet. Audio. Malu gitu lagi banyak. Dili, dia na audio na. Audio yang ini. Wala itu. Nang sa bisod. Wala dia, wala gyapon dia.
Change ka, gaka-ambience.
Ha?
Dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Yunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, number one kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila sa buong Pilipinas, siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh mga kapatid nating Muslim. May buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome dito sa SA4U ngayong araw ng Miyerkules. Sa ngalan po ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula rito sa Davao City. Sa nagpapatuloy na kampanya ng Uniteam, kahapon po ay binisita nito ang probinsya ng Nueva Ecija. Unang dumating sa bayan ng Santa Rosa sa Nueva Ecija ang unit team sa pangunguna ni Apo Bongbong Marcos, Mayor Sara Duterte at ilang mga senatorial candidates. Nakipag-meet and greet sila sa mahigit 100 mga pastor sa probinsya. Nagkaroon din ng pagkakataon na ipinagdasal ang ng mga pastor ang unit team. Matapos ang nasabing pagtitipon, ay isinagawa ang isang rally sa Santa Rosa pa rin na dinaluhan ng daan-daang mga supporters. Muling ipinahayag ng unit team ang kanilang hangarin sa pagkakaisa para sa pagbangon ng bansa laban sa mga problemang kinaharap, lalo na ang pandemya. Mula Santa Rosa, dumaan ang caravan ng unit team sa Cabanatuan City bago ito tumulak papunta sa bayan ng Talavera kung saan isinagawa ang isa namang grand rally sa open field sa barangay Andal, Alinyo. Inaliw naman ang daang-daang supporters na dumalo ng ilang celebrities at artists for Sara.
Okay? Okay? Pag hinabi ko pangalan, sabihin apelido. Okay? Okay? Come on! Come on! Come on! Bang! 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 Ay, dito na ang ingay! Inday Sara! Come on! Inday Sara! Sino ba pinakamaingay? Sino ba pinakamaingay?
Muli naman ang pasasalamat ng buong unit team sa suporta ng mga taga Nueva Ecija. Samantala, sa kanyang pagbisita sa Payatas sa Quezon City, naging karanasang di malilimutan ni Mayor Sara Duterte ang kanyang pakikipag-usap at pakikipagsalamuha sa mga taga-Payatas. Tunghayan po natin ang naging reaksyon ng mga residente ng tinaguriang Lupang Pangako ang Payatas.
Halos lahat ng mga kapitbahay ko nandito lahat, naglabasan ng bahay. Kaya tingin nila, ang pag-asa nila ay si Sara Duterte.
Lahat nga kami sa pamilya susuporta sa kanila, sa tandem nila dahil naniniwala kami dahil sa mga nagawa ng tatay niya, alam namin magagawa rin niya.
Ang masasabi ko po ay masaya na nagpakita dito si Mayor Sara Duterte para dito sa amin sa Lupang Pangako, Payatas Bay, Quezon City.
Inspirasyon namin sa aming pagiging isang Pilipino ay si Ma'am Inday Sara. Sapagkat siya ay matalino at magaling, matulungin, may tibay ng puso. At kung ano po ang nagawa niya sa Davao, ay magagawa niya sa buong Pilipinas.
Nakikita po namin sa kanya na kung ano ang sinabi niya, gagawin niya.
Kami po ay nagpapasalamat na dinalo kami ng aming Vice President at anak ng Pangulo, Mayor Inday Sara Duterte. At nagpapasalamat ang buong Metro Manila na nasama namin siya sa NCR dito sa ating headquarter. At ito ay tatanawin namin na talagang habang buhay. Mahal namin, ipaglalaban namin ng mga Duterte.
Ako po'y natutuwa at masaya dahil kaharap po si Mayor Sara Duterte.
Maraming salamat po sa pagbisita ninyo dito sa amin.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Panlalaki yan. Yun talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi para dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagitin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga pakpak. Kasama tayo sa paglipad, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo at tataas lilipad tayo.
Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Sara, ikaw na nga.
Isa na namang proyekto ng Davao City LGU ang tunay na ipinagmamalaki, lalo na't malaki ang naitulong nito sa bantay kalikasan. Tunghayan po natin ang kwento ng iilang bantay dagat volunteers at kung paano nila nagagampanan ang kanilang responsibilidad.
Yung project ko dito sa Davao City na maprotektahan ang kalikasan, ang dagat at ilog dito sa Davao City. Masasabi ko rin na malayo na ang naabot nito. Ang tinutukoy ko na project ay ang Bantay Dagat Volunteers.
Ako po si Ronald Kiano, isa po akong Bantay Dagat Volunteer dito po sa Sitio Pugilawis, under sa project ni Ma'am Sara nga Bantay Dagat.
Ako nga pala si Rico Lapa. Dating hanggang ngayon mangingisda pa rin kasi wala naman kaming ibang ginagawa kundi dito kami sa pangingisda yung trabaho namin. Dito kami naglalaan ng oras para sa kabuhayan ng aming pamilya.
Magpa 5 years na po kami Bantay Dagat. Ito po ay nakakatulong sa aming pamilya. Malaking tulong to kasi kahit maliit, nakaambag sa aming pamumuhay. Tulad ko isang mangingisda, ito po ay source of income para sa amin.
Tulong ni Mayor na nakapasok kami dito sa Bantay Dagat Volunteer, sobrang laki na po yung tinulong niya sa amin kasi nakapagbigay din ng sa amin, ng sustento sa araw-araw.
Yung pinaka-common po, yung mga plastic, lahat na, PET bottles, mga sachets, meron po tayong mga tires, meron po tayong mga discarded na mga fishing nets, meron po mga clothings na discarded din. So, lahat-lahat na ng klase ng basura na makikita natin dito sa upstreams, doon po natin nakukuha sa shoreline. So, sa nakikita ninyo sa video, kung ano yung nakikita natin sa shoreline, yun din ang makikita natin doon sa ilalim ng dagat. So marami po tayong nakukuha din sa ilalim ng dagat kasi meron tayong mga Bantay Dagat volunteers na nagda-dive doon sa ilalim para kukunin yung mga trash na andun na nalunod na doon sa ilalim ng dagat.
Dati na observe namin yung karagatan dati, sobrang dumi. Yung pagdating ng Bantay Dagat, ma-picture natin ngayon na sobrang linis na. Sobrang linis. Tapos, hindi lang kay Bantay Dagat ang naglilinis dito. Na-organize ko rin yung community service ng Coastal. Naglilinis sila Sabado, every Sabado and Sunday. Dati, lumawala na yung isda. Sa ngayon, may makita na tayo na may lumalabas na isda. Siguro sa karinisan na rin yan. Dahil dati, walang sumisisi dyan. Yun na po yung bantay dagat. Yan, every Saturday, nagasisid kami, makakuha kami ng 3 bangka na basura. Yun ang malaking epekto para sa bahay ng mga palaisdaan.
Nilinis kami dito, tapos yung mga plastic at saka yung sinigregate namin, yung mga papel, buti at saka yung mga dahon.
Makikita natin sa dati, yung kapiligiran natin sobrang dumi. Sa ngayon, sa mga tatay nila, nakikita nila naglilinis. Mismo ang mga bata, awareness na sila. Kasi kita na nila, yung ama nila naglilinis, yung mga basura, nisisegregate nila eh. 'Di ba? Isa rin ako, sa tatay din ako eh. Huwag mong itapon yan kasi ako masisira yan. Kasi bantay dagat din ako. Naglilinis kami, lalo pa kayo. Dapat sundin yung anong ginagawa namin. Para kung anong ipamana namin, yung mamamana niyo sa future nyo.
Nakita ng mga bata yung mga ginagawa namin, tulad ko na bilang isang ama na nagtatrabaho dito sa Bantay Dagat Volunteer, yung mga ginagawa namin every Saturday, okay pala yung ginagawa nila kasi nakikita din nila na lagi kami naglilinis. Kumukuha kami ng basura dyan, mga plastic dyan sa dagat, ma'am. Sinisisid namin yan.
Hindi lang dito sa Davao Gulf gawin yung ginagawa namin. Ilagay na natin sa sarili natin, di ba? Kahit hindi tayo mangingisda, kahit hindi tayo bantay dagat, ilagay natin sa isip, yung kalinisan, nasa atin yan. Di ba? Ugalayin na natin at disiplinahin natin yung sarili nga bawal magtapon ng basura sa karagatan. Kasi malaking epekto yan sa mangingisda. Kasi pollution yan eh. Napasalamat po ako kay Mayor Sara. Sana po, hindi lang kami, madagdagan pa kami para maminimize na to yung basura natin dito sa karagatan.
Mayor, maraming salamat po sa naibigay nyo sa amin na nakapasok kami dito sa Bantay Dagat Volunteer. Malaking tulong na po ito na natanggap namin sa aming pamilya at lalong-lalo na po sa mga anak namin.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andyan sa puso natin yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord, yun pong sinilift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papag. Kasama tayo sa paglipad, sa kanyang puso ay titibig.
Bago po tayo magbasa ng mga messages mula sa ating viewers, shoutout muna sa mga grupong sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa Uniteam. Let's go Uniteam Coalition! Kislap o kay Inday Sara lilipad ang Pilipinas, Isip Pilipinas o Inday Sara ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas, Isda Inday Sara Duterte ako at Sara tayo. Shoutout din kay Mel Villusino ng Barangay 25C, Ponce Street, Davao City. Happy birthday, Yuki Chu ng Abu Dhabi, UAE. Happy birthday sa iyo. Mensahe naman mula kay Anjanet Basiloran. Good morning, Sir Tek, watching from Hong Kong. God bless to Ma'am Sara Duterte, my future Vice President. And God bless BBM, my future President too, and to all Uniteam, the Burger Team. Nako, maraming salamat po, Anjanet, dyan sa Hong Kong, sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa BBM Sara Uniteam. Mula kay Chris Raffles, hi Sir Tek, just got home watching from Seaside. Maraming salamat po, Chris, sa inyong suporta at kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating future Vice President. Okay, mula naman kay Cara Alegre. Hi from Awang, Maguindanao. Solid BBM Sara here. Maraming salamat, Cara, at sa ibang mga kababayan natin dyan na nanonood sa Maguindanao sa iyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Kay Claire Zagire, BBM Sara 2022, Negros Occidental. Sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Negros Occidental, maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay Bongbong Marcos at maging sa buong Unity. Mula naman kay Ricardo Cancia, Ohio VP Sara, watching from Japan. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Japan. Thank you very much sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating future Vice President at maging kay BBM at sa buong Unity. Yan, mula naman kay Elmar Montañez, shout out po, watching from New York City. Maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan na nanonood sa New York City at sa inyong pagsuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte at kay Bongbong Marcos. Mula naman kay Bea Sanchez, watching from Las Piñas City, dito sa LP, winner na ang BBM Sara. Maraming salamat po sa mga taga Las Piñas sa inyong pagsuporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula naman kay Bordong TV, solid BBM Sara from Magsaysay, Occidental Mindoro. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Occidental Mindoro sa inyong patuloy at walang sawang pagsuporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula naman kay Bea Sanchez, I'm so blessed to be part of Las Piñas headquarters for BBM and Sara. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Bea, sa inyong tulong at suporta sa BBM Sara Unity.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang agila.
Dalawang OPM artists ang nagbigay din ng kanilang all-out support para kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Pakinggan natin ang kantang alay para kay Mayor Sara ng isang singer na gustong sumunod sa yapak ng yumaong ama na si April Boy Regino. At ang pahayag ng suporta kay Mayor Sara ng isang batikang singer. Panoorin natin sina JC Boy Regino at Janet Basco. Dito lamang po sa Artist for Sara.
Yes. Okay po, maayong buntag po sa inyong tanan. Ako nga pala po si JC Boy Regino. Anak nga pala po ako ni April Boy Regino. Andito po ako para po magandog ng isang awitin para po sa mahal na mahal po natin na si Mayora Inday Sara. Yun po. Alam niyo po, naaalala ko pala po yung mga kabutihan niyo pong naidulot po sa pamilya po namin. Gusto ko lang pong magpasalamat po sa inyo sa tulong ng pamilya niyo po. Lalong-lalo na po kay daddy ko. Lalo na po nung mga nagkakasakit po siya. Hindi po kayo nakalimot, lagi po kayo nandyan. Kaya ngayon po, kami naman po, ng buong pamilya po namin, lagi po kami nakasuporta sa inyo. Para sa inyo po itong kantang ito, kayo po ang esperansa ng buhay namin. And para rin po sa daddy ko. Maestro Music. Saan babot ang iyong pangarap? Anong naghihintay sa iyong bukas? Sa buhay mo kaya'y may araw pa na sisikat upang tumanglaw sa iyong landas. Karamay mo ngayon'y luha at hirap. Anong ligaya bang magaganap? Pag-asa'y hindi tuluyan ng magwawakas. Sasapit din ang tangi mong pangarap. Esperanza, kahit pa kaibigan, ang pagsubok na nasa iyong balikat. Di maglalaon, araw mo ay sisikat. Katotohanan ng magaganap. Esperanza. Karamay mo ngayon'y luha at hirap. Anong ligaya bang magaganap? Pag-asa'y hindi tuluyan na magwawakas. Sasapit din ang tangi mong pangarap. Esperanza, kahit pa kaibigan, ang pagsubok na nasa iyong balikat. Di maglalaon, araw mo ay sisikat. Katotohanan ng magaganap. Esperanza, kahit pa kaibigan, ang pagsubok na nasa iyong balikat. Di maglalaon, araw mo ay sisikat. Katotohanan ng magaganap. Inday Sara. Inday Sara. Inday Sara.
Gusto ko si Sara kasi siya ay matapang, masipag, may paninindigan, at naniniwala na ang sambayan ng Pilipino ay kailangan magkaisa-isa muli para tayo ay makabangon. Hi, Inday Sara. Ako si Janet Basco. Alam mo, binoto ko ang tatay mo nung nakaraang eleksyon dahil naniniwala ako sa kanyang kakayahan. At ako'y naniniwala sa iyong kakayahan na ikaw ay isang tao na magseserbisyo ng buong puso sa mamamayang Pilipino. Ikaw ay bagong dugo, kaya gusto kita. No nonsense, woman. And I will support you all the way.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artists for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. Maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap. Walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pang ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Bago tayo magpaalam, shoutout po muna sa mga grupong patuloy ang suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa buong unit team. Super Inday, Sara All, Masada o Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance, Inday Cares at Let's Go Unit Team Coalition at iba't ibang BBM Sara Unit Team chapters sa buong mundo. At dyan po nagtatapos ang Sara All for You ngayong araw ng Miyerkules. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating programa. Patuloy tayong mag-iingat laban sa COVID-19, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi para rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya always wear your face mask, observe social distancing, at magpabakuna o booster shot po tayong lahat. At sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, puso at serbisyo, Tek Ocampo. At ito po ang Sara All for You.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao Province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as a Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmermann, was the son of George John Zimmermann, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday Para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pagbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encourages entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pagbabago campaign is a two-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pagbabago campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pagbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.